What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the richest Steve in Atlanta. We up at 6 a.m. again for another episode. Richest Steve in Atlanta. Y'all do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment, do all them things. We had a pretty good week this week, I would say. A lot of people feeling different ways, leaving comments, getting a lot of interaction on this page. So it's cool. Y'all come support it as well. We are finally reached a milestone of getting over 100 subscribers. So round of applause to that. You feel me? Yeah, it's one of the goals, and now we just gotta keep going, keep going. So make sure y'all like, subscribe, and get them comments out so YouTube will continue to push this thing. Y'all, today we got a lot of different things, a lot of different topics, I would say. We got Kellogg's CEO says poor people should eat cereal for dinner. We're going to talk about Biden's State of the Union address, and then we're going to end this thing off for us people in our 20s, things we should be doing to be rich by Anton Daniels. So I think we got a pretty good selection today of things that we're going to talk about here at 6 a.m. So, if you are here at 6 a.m., shouts out to you. We up early to get it done early. Get what we want to do out the way first, then we'll go to our 9 to 5 and do what they need us to do so that we can get that money. So let's just go ahead and get straight into it. Kellogg CEO says poor people should eat cereal for dinner. At this point in life, y'all, I don't think I would want cereal for dinner too much. Not cereal for dinner too much. My boy, yes sir. I wouldn't want cereal for dinner too much, but back when you was a kid, cereal for dinner was a delicacy. I used to want cereal for dinner. I was like, you're an adult. Do you really want cereal for dinner? Well, let's go ahead and see what Kellogg's CEO has to say about that.
It's a lot of people that are struggling in this economy. You have the have and have-nots, and the rich is getting richer while the poor is getting poorer.
Yep.
Permanent recession,
Okay.
and a lot of people are struggling, and there is a food crisis. I believe they said 1 out of every 5 or 1 out of every 4 children is living in poverty, malnourished.
Mm-hmm.
Lupe Fiasco said something that was extremely insightful one time. He's from the south side of Chicago. He's from the west side of Chicago, and he was saying that he went to go speak to kids at his school, and what he realized was at that school that he went to speak to, the kids were going to school not to learn or not even to play sports or not even to have social. They were actually going to school to eat.
Yep.
Because it was a free lunch program. They got free breakfast too, so they got 2 free meals out the day.
I think that might be the case for a lot of families. The thing that is the most important for kids to go to school is so that they actually get meals for the day. Like I've seen where schools have even after school meal plans where they'll send kids home with something so that they can have dinner. Because it's just that's the thing about the recession or being poor in America. So kids aren't going to school to learn, like he said, do sports, do any of that. They are going to school so that they can eat for the day, which y'all know that's not right. I don't think that everyone should be able to eat, get a good meal, and that way they can actually focus on learning so that they can get to that next stage in life without having to struggle in the next phase of life as well. So yeah, I think school, having that free school reduced is definitely important. And I know a lot of people who were on that. I was on it. Free lunch, had them breakfast every morning for free. Then you had your lunch for free. which is, that's is. Yeah, that's the only reason some people go to school is to get that meal. Their parents send them to school. Make sure you get that meal for the day. That's how it is.
So let's hear what the CEO of Kellogg has to say about this situation.
Some of the things that we're doing is first messaging. We got to reach the consumer where they are. So we're advertising about cereal for dinner. If you think about the cost of cereal for a family versus what they might otherwise do, that's going to be much more affordable. I'm all for
cereal for dinner. That's what I'm saying. They said that's what they're advertising right now. It's crazy to me that we've gotten to a point where this is a topic. Cereal for dinner is a topic right now. It's crazy. Have anybody had cereal for dinner for real? Like at an adult age though. Not at no kid age, As a kid, you wanted that Cinnamon Toast Crunch for dinner. You wanted Lucky Charms, Fruity Pebbles. You wanted all that for dinner. So it wasn't a problem. You didn't just think of it like that. But as an adult, eating cereal for dinner, because like he said, it's one of the most affordable options, is kind of crazy that we've gotten this far. At the same time though, it is a budget friendly choice to, be full at night, have something to eat. Have something to eat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. By choice. Food, it can be by choice. As a kid, as an adult though, I know I'll get tired of cereal for dinner real quick. As a kid though, I eat cereal for dinner every day. It's so many different choices too. I don't know.
for innovation and marketing, but the idea of having cereal for dinner, is there the potential for that to land the wrong way? We don't think so. In fact, it's landing really well right now, Carl. When we look at all of our data, of course, we would know that breakfast cereal is the #1 choice for in-home consumption. We understand that for breakfast. It turns out that over 25% of our consumption is outside the breakfast occasion. A lot of it's at dinner, and that occasion continues to grow, as well as the snacking occasion. But cereal for dinner is something that is probably more on trend now, and we would expect to continue as that consumer is under pressure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think people will start not thinking of cereal for dinner as in, I just want cereal for dinner. It's going to turn to, I got it. I ain't got it. I don't got it today. And cereal for dinner is a cheap option. And the way that, I don't think it's coming off bad. I think it's getting bad media press because that's what people are thinking. He's saying poor people, because they can't afford to eat regular dinner, should eat cereal for dinner. I don't think that was the angle they were going for. I think he's saying, hey, listen, if you want an affordable choice for something to eat at dinner and you don't have it like that, cereal for dinner is an option. Cereal for dinner is an option. It is. That's what he's saying, especially since, like he said, 25% of cereal is eaten outside of breakfast time. When I had cereal, y'all, I eat cereal any time of the day. It doesn't matter, for real. I don't just see cereal as a breakfast food. I literally lunch and like I said, that as a kid, dinner. I'd probably see myself now if I had cereal and I just didn't feel like cooking. And I just didn't feel like straight up cooking. I would probably do that as well. I'm telling you, I would probably eat cereal for breakfast as well.
It was a few things. The one thing that the smile took me out when he was just like, I don't think so, Gary. And he was like, he said, as consumers are under pressure, the under pressure consumers, the cereal for dinner play. Okay.
Can I speak my mind?
Please.
I want everybody on Twitter and Instagram to call for the firing of him immediately. Not only is it insensitive because he's not eating that shit for dinner. Cereal is not healthy. So the food that we allow in the United States of America to be consumed, other countries will not let their dogs eat it.
Okay, that is a good point, and I do agree with that. Cereal is not a part of a nutritious diet at all. It is 100% full of sugar, additives, all the rest of the processed things. And that to me was one of the reasons why it's like cereal for dinner, you're pushing cereal for dinner when you know it's not healthy. But if you're willing to eat cereal for breakfast, what does it matter? And they say breakfast is like the most important meal of the day, not even dinner. But you don't eat cereal for breakfast, but you can't eat cereal for dinner. I don't see it. I feel like if you can eat cereal for breakfast, you can eat it for dinner as well. I don't see much of a difference at all.
It is not healthy. The nutritional value in cereal over the last 35 years has went down, I think 60 or 70%. And the origin of cereal being mainstream in the United States of America was to drop the testosterone levels of males in the country. I don't think that him and his wife and his friends are eating cereal at night. So I don't think you should ask your consumers to do something that you're not doing. I think it's in poor taste, and opposed to telling them a better option for what that they could do to probably make more money, which is the premise of this show, you're telling them to eat cereal, which is already bad for the kids that eat it. I'm disappointed in him. Stock is okay. The stock should drop to about $48. The last time the stock had a high was in 2015 at $87. I think he should be fired immediately, though. These are my thoughts. These are reflective of Ian Dunlap and Red Panda only, not Earn Your Leisure, Troy, Mike, Rashad, etc. But he should be fucking fired. Go home immediately. So, Red Panda, everybody in Red Panda.
Do y'all really think he should be fired for that, though? Was it so bad to tell people that you have an option to eat cereal for dinner? I don't know. I think my problem is that I actually like cereal. I think that's the problem. And that I've actually had cereal for dinner by choice. So now the problem is that somebody's saying it that makes it so much worse. It makes it so much worse. And this doesn't just apply to it. I think that, like I said, it applies to people who are in a financial bind. That's the biggest thing. If you're in a financial bind, you could always just eat cereal for dinner. And then they say, well, you're not eating cereal for dinner. If you eating cereal for breakfast, that's same thing in my opinion. Nothing much different. And this is coming from someone who has eaten cereal any time of the day.
I don't ever want you to buy Kellogg cereal for the next 5 years. Like, it's bad when Carl Quintanilla tells you to walk it back and you don't. Like, Carl very rarely on air will embarrass somebody and tell you to step your comment back. Like Mark Haynes was the one back in the day that used to do that, and Maria Bartiromo. It's in poor taste. But if he's talking like that now, imagine what other food CEOs are talking about behind the scenes. Like that, if this is a sign that they don't care, I don't know what is. But I think he should step down.
Well, there was a thing called the French Revolution, and there was a woman called Maria Antoinette.
Okay.
And when the people were starving in the street, She said, let them eat cake. That's what she said. And they took her head off because of that.
This is
so I'm not.
I don't want that to come off.
No, he's not. This is actually the opening scene in the new Napoleon movie. That's the opening scene.
There you have it. So, and even Tupac had reference, when after a while, when people get so hungry, they're going to cannibalism.
Hungry,
I think that was a metaphor, but okay, let's unpack this a little bit.
Yeah, before they unpack it, I think the overall thing is that cereal has no nutritional value. I think that's the overall thing. And I'll tell you this, a lot of things in American society, food-wise, is horrible for you. It's horrible for you. I mean, you can almost put anything in your food and it be considered, all right, yep, you'll have your belly full, there you go, this is food. This is food right here. It literally is just what it is. Like, when I go over to Europe, y'all, they have to have totally different packaging, different nutritional descriptions, so that you know how nutritional this item is. All that stuff. It's totally different. They have things you cannot put in your food and all that. Here in America, they can almost just anything to your food. It fills your stomach. Here you go. So overall, the food is not good. The food is not good overall. That's probably the conversation that should be had. Not whether it's cereal or bologna. I think the conversation that needs to be had is healthier food options. Not whether someone's eating cereal or bologna. Or like he said, teach people to get a little bit more money. Which is why, got Earn Your Leisure up there and Ian Dunlap. Because people with money, they're not having these problems. You may think they feeling this economy, but I don't, they still, they can still at least survive. It's not a conversation of, am I eating cereal for dinner? It's a conversation of, do I want cereal for dinner? And I think that's the big thing. Do I want cereal for dinner?
Cereal shouldn't be eaten for any meal.
Exactly.
It's not even a real food, nutritious. Right? It's just made up. It's just made up. One of these Americans. Product. Yeah, it's a food product. Exactly. It's not food. It's a food product. So technically, you shouldn't be eating cereal for any meal of the day. But.
So why is it so bad? If you want to eat it for breakfast, this is what I'm saying. Why is it so bad to eat it for dinner? You're eating it at breakfast. You are eating cereal at breakfast. That's not the biggest thing we need to be having a conversation about right now is the quality of our food. Not what time of the day you're eating cereal at. You can eat cereal anytime. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know the difference between eating it for breakfast or dinner. If you're gonna eat, it's one of these things where it's.
Yeah, I keep stopping it because I literally said that already. I don't see a difference in eating cereal at this time of the day, that time of the day. It's not good for you. I haven't been able to get far with them saying it because listen, if you're gonna eat cereal for breakfast, it's not that bad saying that you'll eat it for dinner. I mean, hey, you shouldn't. It's not nutritional. That's why I haven't had cereal in a little while. Because now that I'm older, I do know that cereal is not that nutritional. It's not that well done for you. So I don't eat cereal as much right now. But when I was younger, I used to be like, yo, I want cereal for dinner. And that's because of the stuff they put in it, though. It's no good for you. And that's what people want to consume, things that are not good for them.
One of these things, right, where you make a food to support the dairy industry, right? Even breakfast, the whole thing with breakfast. America is the greatest marketing tool ever. Why do we eat eggs and drink milk for breakfast? Because they wanted to support the dairy industry, which are huge lobbyists to Congress. There's never been scientific research that says that eggs are more beneficial at 8 a.m. than they are at 10 p.m. A lot of things we don't question. A lot of things we don't question in life. I don't really eat breakfast food. I don't really. Technically, you say you're only supposed to actually really eat fruit before 12 o'clock anyway. Flush out your system. So, taking emotion out of this, I think that what he's trying to do is find creative ways to sell his product. Now,
and that's what I like that. I like that because that's exactly what's going on. Take the emotions out of it. He's just trying to push that product. He's doing what his job is. That's his job, to sell cereal. His job is to sell cereal. All that other stuff. No, that's what I'm saying. Like he said, emotions aside. Emotions is talking about firing him. How dare he tells people to eat cereal for dinner. I think he's also just trying to sell cereal. And then we can have a conversation at another time about what we actually should be eating and what we should not be eating. Because cereal isn't healthy for you. But if you're going to eat it for breakfast, you definitely can eat it for dinner. Especially if your most important meal of the day is breakfast. If you're going to eat it for your most important meal of the day, I think you might, your last, it doesn't hurt. Should you be eating cereal overall, though? That's your choice. It's a choice that we get to make for ourselves. But in the meantime, if I'm Kellogg, I'm gonna tell my CEO, go sell this cereal. That's what I'm gonna do in the meantime. Until the people come together and say we want healthier food, as long as the people okay with eating cereal, your job is to sell that cereal, Mr. CEO. So do your job.
Product is extremely harmful at any time of the day.
They make Special K?
I don't know.
Special K is all right. We're talking about the Frosted Flakes of the world.
So I would say that at best it was uneducated and ill-informed.
Watch that Richard Steve in Atlanta for breakfast.
At worst, it was extremely unsensitive and completely heartless to people that are struggling to actually put food on the table, right?
Yes.
I don't think that cereal at night is a solution to hunger. I don't think that's a solution to hunger.
No.
But we all must have empathy. And I think this is what happens when you lack empathy. What I realized is that there's two worlds. There's two countries in America. And it's hard for the other side to relate to the other side. This is why police brutality, like if you live in a white neighborhood, you've only had good interactions with cops your whole entire life. They come through on like the fire trucks and they give out candy canes and they do like the crossing road when the school closes and stuff like that. So you could never really imagine that a cop would just brutally beat somebody for no reason. It's unfathomable. You have to think, okay, well, they had to do something to deserve this because cops are the greatest people of all time. The flip side to that is that if you grew up in a neighborhood where it was economically depressed, you probably never had a good interaction with a cop ever. You only know them as bad. So you can never really look at a cop as being good. Neither perspective is wrong. It's based off of your own life experiences.
Yeah, for sure.
Very few people have the opportunity.
For sure. And I think he's about to break this. He's breaking it down the most sound-minded, I feel like, right now. Because, yeah, neither is wrong. But that also, two things can be right at the same time. Me, I'm somewhere in the middle with the police thing. They used to come through, They used to come through and shoot some ball. Y'all shoot the basketball over the car. But at the same time, we knew that police could be bad. Good cops and there's bad cops. I think he's breaking this thing down pretty sound-minded. And let's keep going.
To cross over and see things from the other side. So what ends up happening is that you live a life and you're in your own algorithm. We're all in our own algorithm, right? So you don't really even understand certain things because you never went through it. You don't know anybody that's went through it. So your empathy level has dropped to an all-time low.
Yep.
And this is a perfect example of that. So I think we can use this as a learning point. I don't necessarily want to just throw him under the bus. He already threw himself under the bus. But I think that it's important for all of us to have more empathy, us included.
Yeah.
This is a learning situation that hopefully we can all become better people from, and realize that, you know, if we're fortunate enough to be blessed with some level of prosperity, that's a blessing, but it's never to be taken for granted. And you can never forget humble beginnings and people that may not have as much, because there's always going to be more have-nots than there are haves.
Mm-hmm.
I think empathy is the word. You got it. I think it was completely tone deaf, but it also was. I don't even want to call it shocking. It was very like, okay, this is the type of talk that happens when they think no one's listening. They're just saying it to you out front, straight up, like completely tone deaf, completely not even caring about the consumer, right? Like, take these products and eat. When I was thinking of it, I'm just like, man, I remember when Siegel was saying like most nights ate sleep for dinner, just because of the hunger that they didn't have. This dude saying that was just like,
and here's the thing: they're charging more than ever for a smaller box. It's 3/4 air in there.
So here's the thing, right? Before these people, especially every CEO, and we've come in contact with a lot of CEOs and high net worth people. Before they ever speak in public, they have a team of people coaching them on what to say.
Yep. So
at what point were you prompted, right, and went over the questions and here's how you're going to respond? Did he not say like, all right, nobody thought that would be ill-advised? Or they just felt like, yo, I don't care. We don't
care.
All right, yeah. My takeaway from this, I think the one with the hat, I don't know their names separately. One with the hat in the green, I think he broke it down beautifully, because there are two sides to this thing. It's one side where this is just capitalism at its finest, and it's one side where empathy has to be given. He broke it down perfectly. At the end of the day, yes, the man was trying to just do his job. At the same time, though, telling people to go eat pig slop for dinner, I think telling people to go eat pig slop at any time of the day is kind of crazy. At any time of the day, it's kind of crazy. But we have to see where Americans feel about cereal for sure as a breakfast thing. So you telling somebody to go eat something that they do for breakfast for dinner. And empathy has to be shown, because it can come off as him being condescending, saying y'all don't got it like that, so go eat cereal for dinner. Go eat cereal for dinner. I just want to end this off by asking y'all, so what would you do? Are you eating cereal for dinner? Are you eating cereal for dinner? Have you eaten cereal for dinner? Some of us have. Some of us have. It just is what it is. By choice or not by choice, you know. But we got to have empathy for people who are eating cereal not by choice, but because they have to. Because they have to. If you're still with me, make sure that you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Also, go check me out on my other channel, Hartfelt Conversations, where we just talk about pretty much anything. This channel is for the money, the getting better in life, some politics and things like that. That channel, we just talk about we just talking, having a good conversation about anything. Conversations from the heart. This next thing, we are going to get into Biden's State of the Union address. Did anybody see that? Did anybody see Biden's State of the Union address? I just want to come off. I know the big joke is that he made it through. Biden actually made it through the whole thing. I think, he spoke well. I think he spoke well. Especially since a common thing is that he can't be up on stage for more than 20 minutes without feeling like he is about to pass away. So him just being up there, I'm talking about besides the points that he hit on and talked about, he actually made it through the thing, which is a running joke on both sides of the party aspects. Let's get it real. It's on both sides of the party aspects. He made it through the thing. So I just want to get that out the way before we even start. That way it don't even have to be a talking point. I really want to get through the things that he talked about. But did anybody see that? If you didn't, we got Patrick Bet David, who's gonna come up here, and he gonna give us a little bit of, I guess, his reactions, but mainly just hit on the topics that Biden spoke about, and we can talk about them.
State of the Union. For the people that are watching, if we were to kind of break it down on what were some of the things that were discussed, this is kind of what I took away from it. I'm curious to know what you guys think about purely issues. He talked about abortion, and he looked at the Supreme Court, and he's preaching at them. And did you guys notice how they were so, it's as if, is it 5-4 or is it 6-3? It's 6-3 is what it is. But they were fully unified against the president. No, brother, we're on the same page here. We're not breaking. Not one Supreme Court went like this. Who voted for Roe v. Wade, which tells you, hey, we are unified. The Supreme Court was unified against the president. That was a very interesting dynamic for me to see yesterday. So he went after Roe v. Wade, get it. He's giving out messaging, women, and the red wave we were expecting last year didn't happen. He may be right in that area, but he is going after them. Next.
All right, yeah. This is one of the things where I hate that we only have two parties. This is one of the things where I feel like having two parties sucks. Because you can only be on either side. And each side to me has things that I like. Each side has things that I don't like. But in these days, in politics, it feels like if you pick one, you're for all of this. And if you pick the other, you're for all of that. Which that might not, for many people, be their beliefs. You really end up having to pick on the topics that you feel are the most important, I would say, to you at the end of the day when it comes down, or this society, what's going to help the most. Both sides aren't 100% right. Both sides aren't 100% wrong, which is number one reason topics like this, the Roe v. Wade, it's just the topics that I hate, that it's all or nothing, for both sides. And I think it really dampens what America has going on, because this is the stuff that people see in Europe, y'all, and they think that we are a clown show. And trust me, people in other countries love American politics because they think that it is a show. Anytime I'm in Europe, I get asked about politics, no matter what's going on. No matter what's going on, they take it as some entertaining stuff, and they just want to get your picks on it.
Then he talked about the what do you call it? Supporting the next big war, which is what? Ukraine. Hey, what makes you think this is where he's going to stop? And what if after Ukraine, you think he's going to stop there? And, maybe he's alluding to the fact that he's going to go after Poland or whatever else is going to be the next thing he's going to do. And he's getting more of these guys to give more money, $60 billion to Ukraine. And then he's saying if the border really matters, then do something about it. Yet out of the $118 billion, you call the border bill, only 20 of it, 15, 16, 17% of it is going to the border, and the other money is going to Ukraine. So you care more about the Ukrainian border than the U.S. border, while we're getting how many people that have already come here, give or take 10 million people, and we saw what Egypt did to their wall, and that beautiful wall they built in Egypt and Israel, and we even broke down the math on what it was and how much it would cost for us to build it. We broke it down to $4.8 billion, and we even said America likes to overpay. $20 billion, you can build the same exact type of a wall to protect the southern border. We're not having that kind of conversation. Yeah, wonderful wall these guys built there.
In Egypt.
And then the other thing that...
Yeah, y'all, that wall right there in Egypt looks crazy. They are not playing. Anyway, like I was saying, that Ukraine part that he had in that speech, State of the Union address, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I did not like it. I did not like it. It seems like he's prepared to go to war. It seemed like that's what I was getting from it. Not we need to protect them. It's y'all need to get prepared. We about to go to war. That's what that was kind of a feeling I was getting. I don't like it. I don't like that we are, like you said, giving a lot of money away, and our border is just, hey, y'all come on in. I would say directly, I don't feel it. But I feel like the people who are on that border, I think they definitely feel it. And I think when Texas and Florida started shipping them up north, those people are feeling it as well. Like in Chicago, like in New York. We're already dealing with our own problems right now. We got people eating cereal for dinner, y'all. We have people eating cereal for dinner, and our government is giving away money to Ukraine, giving away money to immigrants like crazy, when, especially to me, in my communities, we're not even doing the best. Giving money away to everything else other than what matters. Those people, yes, they need help, but we have to find better ways to help them. We need to find a better way to help them other than just shelling out millions, billions of dollars. When it's bad at home right now. It's bad at home right now. I know he was saying, we are world leaders, so we have to do worldly things. Yeah, but I know a lot of people like, we have to dial it back. We have to dial it back. We may give weapons to Ukraine, but we're shelling out money to Ukraine. They ain't even pay off my student loan debt. And a lot of folks was mad about that. Yes, I wanted my student loan debt forgiven. Especially if they giving away money to Ukraine, crazy. Giving away money to immigrants, crazy. When they get here illegally. But you can't pay off my student loan debt. Yes, I can be upset. Yes, I am upset. And yeah, that border crisis is crazy. It is crazy. We have a lot of people just walking in. But I feel like it also hasn't hit where I stay, my community, as bad as it is affecting our neighbors in like Texas, New Mexico, things like that.
That he talked about is somehow defending transgenders. I thought I was confusing. You know how small of a community that is to talk about that. And last but not least, obviously there's other issues. One of the things that was so confusing was this. Do you know how much billionaires pay in taxes? And everybody's saying their numbers. He says it's actually, I think it's at 8.2 or 8.3%, whatever number he said. He says, do you know what would happen if we can tax billionaires? 25%. That would allow us to get $500 billion the next 10 years. Imagine that. And I'm like, bro, you print a couple trillion.
Yeah, yeah. If we tax them, is the money coming to me? Or is it going to go to Ukraine? That's my question. If we are taxing billionaires 25%, is the money coming to me? But here's one of the things about Most people who are billionaires, y'all, they own businesses that keep our economy going. Most people don't think about this. They pay taxes in a lot of other things other than just their wealth. The things that they're doing for the economy helps push the economy. It's why we have jobs. It's why we have jobs. They pay employee taxes. I don't know. We could tax them, give them a little less money. It's just I feel like it's gonna trickle down to the little people anyway. Prices will just continue to go up anyway. Or they'll find more ways to not get taxed. They've been doing it anyway. They've already found millions of ways to not give away their money. And that's what I'm trying to figure out as well. I'm trying to pay less in taxes myself. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And if I need to give something away, I want to choose what I'm doing with that money other than giving it to Ukraine. And, give my money away to something that matters to me, an issue that really matters to me. And hopefully I can start working on that sooner than later. Hopefully I can start working on that sooner than later. Because right now, the biggest thing I have to give out is this channel. Giving myself out like this. Money-wise, it's a little tough. It's a little tough. But what I can give away is myself, my thoughts, things like that. But us taxing the billionaires, I don't see it changing anything. I honestly don't see it changing anything. That's been a point for so long. Tax the rich, give to the poor. Since the beginning of time, that has been a point. It's been the same point. Going on and on and on and on. And they just figure out another way to not give that money away.
You're not spend it like this. What makes you think I want you taking money away from capitalists? First, show me. Here's how I would agree to that, by the way. Why don't you take the $34 trillion to $25 trillion? Then we'll agree to something like that. But if you don't even know how to control your spending, who the hell are you to tell us how we should control our spending? It's almost a little bit offensive to ask us to be able to do that. Show us you know how to manage your finances. So I was a little bit annoyed by that. However, if you do think about it, what was that really about last night? To me, my interpretation, I may be wrong, call it out, I'm comfortable with it. My interpretation of last night was the fact that it was a tryout. It was almost like hey, Democrats, trust me, I'm your guy. Like, oh, this guy's got it, and he's gonna do it. So, and
if it was a tryout, it still wasn't a good tryout for me. It still was not a good tryout for me. Not for him running as president again. No. I think, and I said this in this video somewhere. I tried to skim over it before it came up here. Yeah, Biden is not the one who, it just doesn't feel like Biden is the president who is actually doing things. Because we all think that he's just not up to, I wouldn't say up to the standard. He's not physically, or we think mentally as well, up to the task at this point. I do think if Democrats don't want Trump to win, it might need another candidate. Might need another candidate. This tryout, like I said, it was a lot. When I watched it, it was a lot of, and this, yeah, they stand up, clap. And this, yeah, they stand up and clap. It might have been his tryout. This what we done got done. This what we doing. And this is what the other side is doing. Boo. That's why you should have me as a president for 4 more years.
And this is a part where I'll agree with Adam. I actually think he did better than people thought he was going to do because, again, the bar is so low. We're kind of like, okay, he stayed there for an hour. By the way, just so you guys know, record for the most Longest State of the Union, Clinton has the record for an hour and 28 minutes and 49 seconds. Nixon did the shortest in 29 minutes, 28 minutes. He came in, he says, I couldn't wait to get out. Guys, bye, out, right?
I am not a crook.
That's what we're doing. But so to me, it was more of that. And then so at the end, there's a scene where you're looking at Nancy Pelosi, and you're almost seeing tears in her eyes. I don't know if you saw that or not. And I'm not being sarcastic. I'm actually looking at her and saying, and she kept saying, 4 more years, 4 more years, 4 more years.
I do not want 4 more years of Biden, y'all. I do not want 4 more years of Biden. They need to get it. They need to get someone in there who we feel like is running the government. Do y'all feel like Biden is running the government? I don't. I know there are check and balances. There's not one person that actually runs the government. But it does not feel like the President of the United States is supposed to be the leader of the United States. Biden does not feel that way. Biden does not feel that way. This has been, I feel like, one of his best speeches, you know. He actually, I said this wasn't going to be a point, but he made it through. He made it through. And he did it, to me, with a lot of gumption and his diction. You know, he was held up high himself. It felt like he was held up high. It didn't feel like he was deteriorating up there on stage. Like, to me, normally when you see him, that's one of the things they talk about. It looks like he is deteriorating on stage. But overall, yeah, I think he did it. This was it was pretty good. It hit all his points that he wanted to hit. And he talked about, you know, how bad the other side is at the same time for certain topics that they did. But 4 more years of Biden, no. 4 more years of Biden to me is no. And I think the Democrats, I don't know if the top of the Democrats don't see that the middle class, I personally don't think the middle class likes Biden. I don't think the middle class has felt anything from Biden. At least me personally, I haven't gained anything from Biden. The only thing I see is a lot of immigrants. I see a lot of immigrants, and I know it's hurting. I like to say my community. They're not even focused on making the communities, to me, you know, any better, because they're so focused on giving millions of dollars away to immigration. Because they're just coming in. They're just coming in. And that's more what they're worried about. So 4 more years is a no from Steve. I do not want 4 more years of Biden.
Republicans, let me kind of give you a little bit something for you guys to be thinking about from my perspective. Why are you upset? You should be very happy that it's not Newsom or Michelle Obama. You should be rooting for him right now. Republicans behind closed doors should do what the Democrats did, and they're like, no, we want Trump to run when they wanted him to run in 2020 because they, you know, all the stuff that they were doing. No. You want Biden to be running because Biden has nothing to be running on right now except for a couple different things. The average family is getting destroyed. The average family is worried about the border. Here we have Jen Psaki and Rachel Maddow on MSNBC. Rob, if you got this clip, laughing, saying, did you guys see the Americans are worried about the border as if that's a real issue? What? Like, who are you to think like to you it's not an issue because you're living in a bordered building that's secure and you're thinking the American people are not worried about it? What an elitist you are to look at us and talk to us that way. Rob, I don't know if you have that clip. If you do, I play this clip here. Watch this here.
I mean, if you look at some of these exit polls, I mean, I live in Virginia. Immigration was the #1 issue. I mean, again, these could change in Virginia.
Well, Virginia does have a border with West Virginia. Very, very contested area.
Build the wall.
Like what?
Yeah, see, I'm telling you, immigration is something that normal people everywhere are talking about now. I don't remember immigration. Now, when they were saying build that wall, we were still talking about it. But I feel like now we are feeling the things that they are showing us makes everyone feel like, okay, this is why this was being talked about. This is why this is being talked about, because having open borders is just not, it's not safe. America's already huge. America is huge. It's huge. So the fact that we are talking about this because we feel average Americans don't feel secure about certain things, it's not good. It's not good. I don't know. We have that wall like it looked like in Israel. That is a hardcore wall. That is some hardcore wall building. And if that's the wall they talk about, I'm like, gosh, Lee. But we have to sympathize with Texas, New Mexico. It's happening in California as well. Arizona, all the bordering. That's how they coming in. We have to sympathize with them. And those people, they're from Virginia. They're not gonna have that problem too much. But I guarantee you, if Texas starts sending immigrants to Virginia, I bet that smirk would not be the same. It would not be the same. Because when Texas started doing that to Chicago, and I seen average black Americans start complaining, I said, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mind you, they're laughing, and just a couple of days before that, an 11-year-old girl was raped and killed by an illegal in her Virginia, and it's not a problem. That's ridiculous that she's saying something crazy like that.
Yeah, but it's condescending to not think that. So to me, for the Republicans, I'm on Jesse Waters. He's asking me these questions about Biden. How did you think he's doing? He was on Seth Meyers. He's on this. I'm like, awesome. You know what I'm saying? Keep going. This is good. You want him to be the candidate? Because 2024 is not 2020. It's a very different thing. 2020, there were people that hoped, guys like yourself, were hoping that Biden maybe bring in peace to America and maybe the temperature is going to come down. The temperature went up. He didn't bring the temperature down. And this is you didn't vote. You voted in 2020, the Dems and some of the independents in the middle, assuming he was going to bring it down. Now you have proof for 3.5 years he was not capable of doing it. This is not going to be the same 2020 election cycle we're going to have in 20. My guess is it's going to be very different, and you want Biden as the candidate, not Newsom or Michelle Obama. Tom.
The American people.
Yeah, I definitely think this is a different go around, especially for me. Because last time I kind of already knew who I was voting for. I already said who I was voting for, and that's fine. But as I get older, like I said, I'm learning more about politics. I'm learning this. I'm learning that. It's more of I feel like this is a harder choice. Before I just voted because of the people I was around, and this is what we do in this part. This is how we vote. I didn't really question anything. So now with me discovering that, it's a tougher choice for me this go round. I'm not young and just doing what I'm doing. I actually care about certain things. I feel like I have more in the game than I used to. So it's definitely different this go around to me. We're going to go ahead and keep this thing moving, though. We're definitely going to keep this thing moving. If you're in this thing, make sure you like, y'all subscribe, and y'all leave a comment. And make sure y'all check me out on Instagram, y'all. I have my Instagram in the descriptions. Go check me out on there, y'all. I am in the process of bringing sexy back. If you don't know what that means, I am in that gym. And y'all can go see my gym journey on there, where hopefully I'll be on this thing at 6 a.m. in the morning with my shirt off by the summertime. That way y'all can see how sexy I'm looking, bringing sexy back. We are moving right on into the next subject, though. Things you should be doing in your 20s if you want to be rich. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Some of these things, we all living our lives. We all living our lives. We are not perfect whatsoever. This is just a guideline, y'all. This is a guideline. We are all not going to be doing these things to the T. Maybe even we're getting this from Anton. He wasn't doing these things at 20. But if you can just pick up on some of these things and stick to them, I think we'll all be better just by doing some of them. Because at the end of the day, life needs to still be enjoyed to some capacity. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get right into this thing. Do this if you want, in your 20s if you want to be rich. Do this in your 20s if you want to be rich. Let's hear it.
Let me recap these points one more time because I want to drill them down into you. Grow your income and forget about the market. That's a short-term perspective as far as what it is that you're trying to do in order to justify your behavior. All you're doing is gambling. If you're not taking a long-term view on anything that you're doing as far as investments or whatever, so on and so forth, right? You shouldn't be doing it. Forget your passion and chase the opportunities. Nobody care about how you feel. A job is a means to an end. The purpose of it is to make as much money as possible so you can live as best as you. You're not trying to do that forever. You're not trying to do the same thing and live there, right? Just because you got this job and it's a lot and you put in the time and the hours and it's the biggest opportunity, we don't care about how you feel. It's a means to an end. You're supposed to get it and make sure that it helps you level up and then get the piss out of there. You ain't supposed to be in no job longer than 4 or 5 years without truly leveling up anyway. I talk to the Patreon members all the time and I tell them, listen, your biggest opportunities is going to come outside of the position that you're in right now. They not going to promote you until you get, like, when you switch companies, you're going to get the biggest bag. I promise you. When you switch companies, you're going to get the biggest bag. I'm about to take calls. Don't worry. I got you.
All right, number 1, he said we need to figure out a way to make more money. We need to make more money in our 20s. We need to be setting ourselves up so that we can make more money. That's number 1, which totally makes sense. He told everyone, forget your dreams right now and get to that bag. Forget your dreams and chase the opportunities that you actually have in life to make more money. He hit on something for real for me. Is you got to make more money in your job. I enjoy my job, y'all. I do enjoy my job. They give me a lot of things. They allow me to travel the world, travel different places, see different things. And you know, a lot of people say you have to leave your job to be able to get more money. So that's something that, you know, you have to be willing to do, is leave that job. And I know for me, that timing is coming up. So now I'm looking at that. Because in your 20s, you got to figure out a way to actually make more money. This is your time to figure things out. And like he said, chase those opportunities so that we can make more money. Figure out a way to make more money. And that's what we all doing. I know a lot of us, you have to do things that you don't enjoy doing to get to that money. They say keep your feelings out of it and go get to that bag.
Got you. Next, don't take on no debt. That's number 3. No debt. I'm telling you. You're going to be tempted to go and get that Balenciaga, those shoes or whatever like that, and you're going to want to put it on your credit card. You're going to regret it. I want you to remember that.
I'm not going to lie, y'all. I started taking down my student loan debt. I got to pick up some more debt, y'all. I am picking up some more debt. This is one of them points where I say we are all not perfect to follow, you know, what has going on. I am picking up debt, y'all. And the thing that it is, y'all, I told y'all I was going to ride on my 4 wheels until she can't ride no more. And it happened. She cannot ride no more. My transmission is gone. So I'm picking up debt. I did a budget. I did all that. And I can afford it. So I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna pick up some debt, getting me a car. Yep, y'all, I will be getting me a car. Like I said, we are not perfect on this channel, y'all. We are not perfect. This is a journey. We are learning. We're learning. We're getting from point A to point B every day on this channel. This is not a channel where this is the way to do it. This the right way. This what you should be doing. This channel is about the journey that we all taking at 20-something years old, because we not there yet. But don't pick up debt. The one he's using is Balenciaga. Now that's if you put in a Balenciaga on your credit card, I feel bad for that. Do not go put that Balenciaga on your credit card. Do not go pick up that debt. I know that much. I don't think that debt is all the way worth it. But in America, you do need a car. And I've decided that I'm going to get something that I actually like instead of just getting something to drive around, because I can't afford it in my life. Let's keep going, Anton.
That I told you this. When you go and get them Balenciagas and you go get that Louis Vuitton bag and you go get that Gucci, whatever, so on and so forth, you're going to regret it. I promise you. You're going to be paying for that 10 times over. Look at the statement when it say, if it take you this long to pay off, how much it's going to... I bought all my stuff now. I'm getting all my stuff on the back end. It was worth it. I'm telling you. Take it from your Uncle Anton. Take it from your OG. It's worth it for delayed gratification. For anything.
He's not lying. That is how debt works. You do end up paying a little bit more for it. You do end up paying a little bit more for it. You end up paying a little bit more for it at the end of the day. That's what, like I said, y'all, I did not want to. But I feel like if I'm about to have a car that I'm about to be driving around, I'm going to get something that I like. I'm about to be out of student loan debt. That'll be paid off this year. So I'm going to just go ahead and get a car that I enjoy. And we're going to keep that thing thugging. If it's the biggest mistake in my life, it's the biggest mistake in my life. If I enjoy it along the way, I'll be happy at the end of the day. Because I'm still setting myself up to be successful through other things. But you still want to be able to enjoy what you have. Because life is not, at this young age, life is not guaranteed. It's not. So I am going to set up my future to be a millionaire, to be the richest Steve in Atlanta. But at the same time, I have to enjoy myself on the way there. So don't pick up debt, y'all. Don't pick up debt is number 2. Do not swipe that credit card. I'll tell y'all that right now. Do not swipe that credit card and do not carry that balance over, because they definitely hitting you across the head. 16. What y'all credit card APR is? 30%? 24%? I'm telling you, them credit cards. Poof.
Anything that's an asset is cool. Anything that's not an asset, forego it. It might make you feel good. Stop going out to eat so much and eating up y'all paychecks. That does not add value to your life. If it's not an asset, stop spending money on it. 5, suffer.
If it's not an asset, stop spending money on it. I think we have to have a balance, per se, when it comes to money. Because everyone always, like Dave Ramsey's, you need to eat beans and rice until you get out of a point like this point. Who wants to eat beans and rice? There at least has to be some balance in there. If they were saying, you need to, once you do this, the rest of the money you can do what you want to. They saying, no, you eat beans and rice. Eat cereal for dinner until you get to this point in life, is what they say, y'all. eat cereal for dinner until you get to this point in life. It's like, well, let's say I do struggle. I do, eat beans and rice. And then something happened in my life, and I all this stuff I did was for nothing. Would I then regret not doing more in my 20s? I think they should be preaching more of a balance other than a totality on things. But hey, who's to know? I'm only living it right now. I don't have past experience with that. I don't have past experience on that. So what I'm going to continue doing is, I'm going to try to eliminate a lot of my liabilities. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to eliminate my liabilities as much as I can and continue adding to what I have going on. But at the same time, I will enjoy a portion of my money at the same time. I think he's just saying find balance, do not overindulge. Find balance and do not overindulge. Let's go to 5.
Stop trying to upgrade your lifestyle. The biggest mistake that I see people make is when they get a raise, then they upgrade their lifestyle. They gotta upgrade their car, they gotta upgrade their crib, all of that type of stuff. That is the dumbest thing that you can possibly do. If you didn't need it then, you don't need it now. Chill out, stack, get your bread up. Stop trying to upgrade your lifestyle and be willing to suffer. You're not even suffering, but in your mind you're suffering because you think that it makes sense for you to do something different just because you're making more money. What's up? Shout out to the homie Thon. I appreciate you.
Now, I do agree with that. Every time you get a raise, you ain't got to upgrade your lifestyle. We can't gotta chill out on that. I know we do that. I know for sure it's going straight to upgrading that lifestyle. I think you just need to be at a comfortable position. As long as you're comfortable, ride that out through a few raises, Be able to save up some funds. Be able to pay off some debt. That's what I did, at least, when I graduated college, I moved home. I still been at the same spot for these years. Still been at the same spot. I even picked me up a roommate, y'all, in the process. Picked me up a roommate, and I haven't just overall upgraded my life. I haven't started shopping crazy. I haven't done any of that just because I had a little extra money. So that's why I said right now I know I can afford a car, so that's why I'm getting one. This is the first probably big thing that I've done. It's actually getting a car. So if it's upgrading, y'all, I said it's not perfect. We are upgrading, but this is some things that overall, I've been at the same spot 3 years now. And I don't plan on upgrading that wise, I plan on being here some more years. Being able to enjoy my life the way I want to without suffering. And we still working towards our financial goals. As long as we still working towards our financial goals, I'm happy. And I'm going to use a lot of this thought processing throughout that time.
Fam, you my guy. We love Thon. Shout out to the homie. And then number 6, you're going to have to take chances and shoot your shot, fam. Move out of town. Go somewhere where don't nobody know you. Be willing to take a job that somebody else. You know what they used to tell me in my family? I'm about to put the link in the description. You know what they used to tell me in my family? Don't ever take a sales job. Don't ever take a commission job. You know what I did? I took a sales job and a commissions job. You know what it told?
The crazy thing is, I've heard, maybe not from family. I don't talk to family about that stuff all the time per se, but just in general, I've always heard, man, go get a sales job. Challenge yourself. challenge yourself, and it does that. It gives you a great opportunity to make a lot of money. Go get you a sales job. I know people, they make a lot of good money doing them sales jobs. But at the same time, like he said, you taking a chance on it. If he telling me go take some chances, I'm gonna take some chances. Shoot your shot out there with business wise. I think this is the perfect time. When it comes to taking chances, this is the perfect time to take L's. I think if I could take 50 L's and then at 30 have one hit, I think that would be perfect. Because I'm still young enough to just learn from all the mistakes. We still figuring things out. We've already made plenty of mistakes. Just keep trying and trying again, and it's gonna work out. Eventually, this thing will work out. We're gonna figure it out eventually. But because of that, that's why we need to be taking so many chances right now. I've taken business chances, and I figured out I thought doing business like this was the way I wanted to do business, but it's not. Great example. In college, y'all do know I had a candle business. I had a candle business in college. I took a chance on it. I spent my own money. I did all that stuff. But I figured out, y'all, I cannot be the person making what I sell. I was making candles from scratch. Getting the wax, pouring the wax, doing this, doing that, letting it sit, being the one to package up, ship it out. I cannot be a business owner who does that. I cannot. It just took up so much time. So now I know that I need a business where it's less involved on that part, on that aspect of things. I know there's no way that if there's something manually that I need to be doing constantly to keep this business running, making this many candles a week, packaging them up, and then at the same time, okay, I gotta get this website running, I gotta get some advertisement going. We gotta do research on the back end to keep this busy. It takes a lot to run these businesses, and you're gonna see once you start actually having a business, the type of business that you would actually want to have. Because when you have to put on that Mr. Mrs. Everything badge, you be like, oh yeah, this part of the process is something that I would get out of my hands quick. Get it out of there quick. That's like if you own a construction business and you the one doing the construction work. So, telling you, my next business, well, this is my next business. It's still hands-on, but like I said, I've worked. This is a great example too. I've worked this channel so many different ways, making custom videos, trying to figure out how to edit faster. And now this is what you're getting from me taking chances for the 3 years I've been doing this now. So because I took those chances in the beginning, I know what I like. I know what I dislike. I'm able to learn how this works and that works. And now I think I finally found something that works for me, works good for me. And if it's bringing value to you all still, I'm happy.
Taught me everything. Everything. If I had not taken 100% that 100% commission job, I'm probably not sitting here with you guys today having this conversation. It was the thing that propelled me to be able to be successful in my executive career in banking and information technology. I learned that people do things because they like you and not necessarily because you have the best product. It taught me to overcome objection. It taught me to be able to have conversations with people and stop being so reserved or worry about what people think about me. It taught me to have courage. It taught me how to cold call. It helped me to understand that every single thing in life, especially when you get to the executive ranks, is sales. Everything is sales. Everything is. You have to sell your daughter on why it's important for her not to do the things that her friends is doing in school. Everything you do is sales. When you go on a job interview, you selling yourself. You selling them on the idea that you are the best person for the job. When you walk up to a person, when you walk up to a girl, you know what you're doing? You selling yourself on why it's important for her to sleep with you and not that other guy for the night. Everything you do is sales. And it taught me work ethic. It propelled me to be successful. I grinded. I learned to overcome objection. I learned the law of averages. They told me not to do it. You got to shoot your shot and you're going to have to get uncomfortable. Straight up.
That number 6 should have been learn to sell some things. He's not lying. I'll go back to that candle thing. When he hit on that people gonna buy, not because of the product per se. I think my candles, they were good candles, y'all. Don't get on my candles. They was just hard to use, which made them a little iffy. You really had to learn, but people got them because of who I was, because they wanted to support me, not because of the candles. Literally, because of who I was. It was not because of the candles. And even now, through my job, I'm not in sales, but I talk to the customers. It's immediately turning into like, we're selling them on the product that they're getting. They've already bought the product and we're selling them still on this product. On this channel, I'm selling this channel. And a lot of people, they watch it not because of what it is, but because of who I am, because they know me. And I appreciate the support. I love the support, y'all. Thank you. He's not lying. That last one probably should have been sales.
I'm telling you. I just dropped the link in the description, and you're going to have to do the things that everybody else is not doing in order to be successful. This is what you need to do in your 20s. Maybe I dropped the 30 ball, what you need to do in your 30s, because some of y'all need that talk too. You ain't implementing none of the 20 stuff, but let me have a conversation maybe with you tomorrow, and we can talk about the 30s. All right? Make sure y'all join in the Patreon to get that game. I'm dropping a Patreon exclusive.
All right. Yep, that video, we're going to cut that right there. We are going to cut that right there. I think that was a good video. Like I said, I try to follow a lot of those principles that he spoke on, and they are some good principles to follow. So we should all try to stick to them. We keep you a little balance. Keep you a little balance. The biggest thing about advice from a lot of rich people who went broke and then got back rich is that they was rich already first. So I guess it's a good little. Number one, get your bag up, get to the money. Go down the avenues that give you the most money. Number two, get rid of the debt. Them the two that stuck to me the most. I think number 2 was actually chase opportunities. It was chase opportunities, wasn't it? And then the ending one that I got was sell. Learn to sell. Well, I just want to say thank y'all. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, leave a comment. And we are back at this thing every Monday, 6 a.m. 6 a.m. crew, you are in the house. We're going to go ahead and shut this down. Make sure y'all follow my other channel, Hartfelt Conversations, where we go live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Follow me on Instagram. Thank y'all for being here. Peace, love, and riches.